Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse and the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 here in Memphis, and all you good folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM, and of course News Talk 101.5 in Jackson, Tennessee. The fastest 90 minutes of an outdoor radio program as we roll into our 19th year on the air. And I just had what now?
This is the same 19 years?
It seems like about 35
35,
years.
okay.
You know, but it is fast. It just goes by because I am so organized.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
I am organized. I am organized. And so it happens.
Let me scoot over Lightning. I feel.
You feel like that. Of course, that's Dave Gabbert, and Gene Smith as our co-host, as they normally are on this Saturday. And again, Charlie Covington in studio also, and looking forward to talking to Charlie a little bit later in the show. Well, one of my favorite events that I've attended many, many times until the boat show came along, and I've been involved with it. Love to go to Nashville. Love to go to the National Wild Turkey Federation. A friend of mine, I could tell his story about how he got to Nashville on Valentine's Day, but it will break your heart about what went wrong on his trip. But at the same time, he was floored by the crowds. And I think Nashville has made a big home for this event. It is the event, but one of the favorite things that they have is, of course, the calling contest. And we got a young man on with us this morning on Outdoors with Larry Ray. He's been there and done that. And
I bet he's got the T-shirt.
You think he's got a few T-shirts?
Probably a few T-shirts.
But to know that to be in the Senior Open Division. Now, I've been in the Senior Open Division for a long time, it feels like, you know.
That's right.
Senior discounts and things along that line. But we're really happy to have Matt Van Sice of Brookville, Pennsylvania, with us this morning on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. The Senior Open Division, been there, done that. Talk to us about, as I watched the video, what's going through your mind when there's like 5 of y'all standing up there? Then there's 3 of you standing up there. And then there's 2 of you standing up there. Talk about it, because I watched it. I watched your reaction of things along the line. You've been there and done that, but at the same time, you got to be knots in your stomach still.
Oh, yeah. You know, this year was different. I was tied with Walter Parrott, one of the best that's ever done it. I was tied with him for the all-time record of 5, and I wanted that.
You wanted it.
To win. I wanted it as bad as anybody wants anything. To a lot of people, it's a weird thing that we do to get up there in front of people and try to sound like a bird.
Yes.
But turkey hunters, I don't know what the final attendance was, but 50,000, 60,000 people go through those doors in a matter of a few days, and every one of them are just avid turkey hunters. They live and breathe it. So for us, it's as big as it is for a football player to win a Super Bowl.
And I know you've done it before, but no one, and of course, we've had Walter on this show times, and we've had Ron Jolly, and then we've had, of course, Harold and David. I mean, those guys have been with me since I was the outdoor editor of the Memphis newspaper here. To be on that stage, did you know? Did you feel? I don't know how. I've watched you guys, and of course, I've watched the duck calling at Stuttgart. Did you feel like that you did it all? That you accomplished in your effort to win the thing?
Yeah, I mean, when I was done, there wasn't anything else that I could do. To be honest, it came across better than it did when I had practiced. It just was. As far as turkey calling goes, the acoustics in that room are unlike any place we do.
Yeah.
So, and in that, for some reason, we had a crowd in that room that day. I don't know what the numbers were, but I haven't seen crowds like that since 06, 07, years like that. It was standing room only, several thousand people anyways. So whatever that did to the room, the sound quality in there that day was
amazing.
I don't remember it ever being like that.
Well, I got this quote you said. On stage, we were asked to do a morning's worth of calling in a minute. I mean, it's it's over in no time.
It is.
And at the same time, then the drama begins, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the worst part. Leading up to it, I don't get nervous anymore like I used to.
Did you really get nervous? You used to get nervous?
Oh yeah. And for me, it's probably different than the others. I'm a competitive person, and unfortunately, I'm not really good at a lot of other things other than hunting and turkey calling. So,
I go for that. Yeah.
So that's where my passion is, and I don't like to lose. I don't like second place. I put all the pressure is all self-induced.
And I think the emotions are running too, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, to think you and Walter Parrott, golly, 6 times now, and of course you've got these other World Championships and the Grand National Championship, the U Open Championships, and everything. So, how do you prepare for that event? I'd like to ask you that. Somebody asked me, said, be sure and ask him, how does he get ready for that day on the stage?
Well, for me, it has always been about trying to sound as much like a wild turkey as I can. There's a lot of guys, a lot of callers that I compete against will come there next year and probably try to do some of the stuff I did this year. And I don't do that. I don't listen to other callers. I don't care what they sound like.
You don't?
No, because I'm always going to be chasing somebody. At that point, I'm just going to chase somebody that's going to beat me because they're perfecting what they do.
Right.
So everything I do is based on what wild turkeys do. And I have all kinds of recordings, that people send me all the time.
Yeah.
My own, other people. I listen to that, and I try to they're asking for a scenario, so you want to be able to paint a picture. And I think what set me apart more than anything this year, even more than the sounds, were when I listened to a few of the guys later on that were close.
Yes.
I don't think they read the scenarios.
They didn't. No. And of course, I listened to all of them, and it's an ability. I don't know. You've got a God-given ability there, man. I mean,
without a doubt, it's like somebody that can, pick up a guitar and play it, or play a piano. It's a musical tone, and it's just what you choose to do with it.
Can you make some music for us now? Would that be possible?
I sure could.
Well, listen to this, y'all. This is Matt Van Sice.
Now, what does he use? His mouth or box or what?
Actually, I'm just going to use a mouth call right now, but I actually won on Saturday. I won the friction division also.
Yes, he did.
First time that anybody did that. So I could do some both. Right now I'll do a mouth call.
Let's do a mouth call with Matt Van Sice. Here we go. I know there's some truck driver going down I-55 in Mississippi just ran off the road right now just to listen to that sweet music.
That's something to hear out in the woods, boy. That's something.
Well, he has such a natural talent here.
He does.
And I got to ask you, Matt, is this? Are you living the dream? I mean, I know you make calls. We need to throw that in there. You are a call maker. So talk about your background and where you started and where you are now.
Well, I started just when I was in high school. There was a local fellow there that was a contest caller.
In Pennsylvania?
Yep, in Pennsylvania. His name was Doug LeBowl.
Okay.
A little call company called Killer Calls, and he had actually come to a school, a tech school, vocational school that I went to, and did a seminar, and that kind of really lit the fire. And then I had never heard of such a thing, but I had seen a flyer for a turkey calling contest. And with all that, funny thing, I started talking to Doug's son and had no idea, but his son was selling me calls out of Doug's own personal stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
Stealing his calls out of the freezer. And me.
Yeah.
Long story short, we got to be real good friends, and Doug taught me as much about all this as anybody ever did. I learned how to build turkey calls by watching him and the little things he taught me. And he was never quite as good a caller as most of these guys, but he had an exceptional ear. And he had the ability to, if I could tell him what I wanted a call to do, he could build it.
Well,
it's rare to find somebody with those kind of talent, but he helped me probably more than anybody has. And then as I progressed, there was some other, great callers you look up to. You meet guys like Walter Parrott, but Denny Galvis.
Yes.
Denny Galvis was probably in like sometime around 2000. I called. I had won a world championship, and I called in a contest, and I was doing something a little different. And he walked up to me afterwards, and he said, "Listen, no matter what anybody ever tells you, don't change what you're doing. Always try to sound like a wild turkey." And I stuck with that through the times when I was winning, through when I wasn't winning. I did it the way I wanted to do it, and I never ever tried to sound like another caller.
Well, I think there's a distinctiveness there. If you Google Matt Van Sice and just watch the performance and things on that. So, Matt, how can folks keep up with you? I know you got a Facebook page and other ways. How can they keep up with you?
Yeah, and that's what we do. We just everything I do call-wise is custom stuff. I do a few little stores here and there, but mostly custom, and just mostly on my Facebook page. I have my own personal Facebook page, and then my call company is High Class Calls.
High Class Calls. I like the name. I mean, you look like you're getting ready to say something.
Well, I'm just going to have him comment. We might have a listener out there that's never turkey hunted.
Yes.
And he's thought about it. What would you recommend? What type of call would a novice do better using?
As far as first time, never touched anything, by far a box call.
Box call?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I want you to know, Matt, that I've gagged all my life.
Amen. I cannot use a mouth call. I puke.
My friend Will Primos even made his own Larry Ray special for me, gag proof. He called it, But I'm a box call man.
Or slate call. Good
I can
too.
do more things at 77 in turkey hunt. I can't take the trash out, but I can sure crawl 100 yards on my belly
Amen.
to turkey hunt. So it's one of those. Hey, Matt, thank you on this quick notice. Appreciate your brother being on with us. Stay in touch and continue success. Hope you have a great spring, okay?
Okay. Same to you guys.
Thank you. All right,
All
Matt.
right, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks a lot. Matt Van Sice, let's take. What, you got something to say? Close out?
That's coming up. They got about 5 weeks to the opener down here.
I can't wait.
They'll start getting them out, tuning them up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to have that. The 21st of March will be our turkey show right here on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Let's take a break, come back, and we're going to Colorado. Are we ready? I'm ready.